Thank you, Old Smokey. I really appreciate it. I really do. Hey, welcome to Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. And what I want to do today is cook on my Old Smokey grill because it's one of my favorite grills. They're not very expensive. You can get them less than $100 easy. You can get them less than $80. I think Walmart usually has them around 70 something this coming in the spring, you know. You can get them at hardware stores, 79 to 100, you know. They're nice for their price. And they're made in America, Houston, Texas, which is not far from me. And I just love Old Smokeys because of the value and the versatility, because straight out of the box, they work well. I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about that in a moment, okay? But basically, the Jumbo has coals that are 8 inches from the grate. And this is good because it prevents flare-ups for real greasy foods like chickens and burgers. With stock, you can cook spatchcock chickens, whole chicken pieces, whole chickens, whatever. You can cook chickens pretty well on it, and it cooks burgers without it flaring up because the coals are 8 inches. It doesn't make it a great steak cooker. You know, the small portable one, that's a pretty good steak cooker. Because see, basically, they say, I don't know who they are, but they say, the barbecue gurus in the world, the barbecue know-it-alls, not the brand name of the fan thing. But, you know, they say that ideally for searing steaks, you need your charcoal 3 inches from the grate. That's why the yakitori grills and hibachi grills work so well for searing steaks, you know? And ideally for chicken and burgers, 7 to 8 inches away from the grate is pretty good. And since that's 8 inches away from the grate, I like cooking burgers on my Old Smokey. I like cooking chicken on my Old Smokey, and I can do things with it to cook a lot of other stuff, steak methods and everything. And real popular grills here in the Gulf South. Lots of people have them because they are a great value, you know? They just are, and it's not gonna set you back a whole lot. But the large one doesn't cook steaks very well. Today I'm gonna be cooking some flat irons. Now, a few years ago, I did a video, and you will be able to see that video right about there in the iCard if you want to, on ways, excuse me, got a little frog in my throat, as they say. It must be one of those frogs you hear back yonder. Of how you can raise the charcoal grate up to cook steaks. Okay, recently I was in a hardware store. I was going to buy a new grate and charcoal grate possibly for my Old Smokey grill, and they had a special on another grill, and I bought that other grill, but I mentioned that I went to the store to buy Old Smokey, and Old Smokey contacted me. They said, Big Lou, just contact us when you need a new grate. You don't have to go to the store. I said, okay, thank you. So today I came home, this flat package, whatever could be in it. New flip side grate, which is not standard with them, but they're great. All right, and a new charcoal plate. I needed it from Old Smokey, so I took my Old Smokey a little bit more. All right, so what happens is, with the Old Smokey, all right, I'm gonna stand back here for a little bit, all right? Your charcoal plate, which makes the charcoal burn, is 8 inches away. And that's good, no burger flare-ups, no chicken flare-ups, but it doesn't sear the steak. You need to get it up about 3 inches away to sear good steaks. So I did this video a few years ago on how to do that with some number 10 cans. You can kind of like make number 10 cans, and they get rusty and they wear out, and you can get tetanus from them and stuff. A few years ago, I bought an accessory. Best accessory I've bought for my aftermarket accessory, not made by Old Smokey, for my Old Smokey, okay? Flip great, the best one by Old Smokey that I've got for it, but this is the Vortex, and this is the large Vortex. Fit my whole head in here. It doesn't fit the infamous black kettle. I've got a black kettle by the main brand, and I got one by another brand, which I told you I just bought. Doesn't fit that. You need the medium or the small for those. But for my drum smoker and my Old Smokey, I got the largest Vortex, okay? And let me show you how I set it up. This makes it cook great steaks. And that other video I told you about earlier where you modify it to cook steaks with, I don't do any of that anymore. This is how I cook steaks on my Old Smokey now. All right, this is my Old Smokey. And it is a little damp because I just kind of hosed it out as I clean it up for this cook, you know, but all that water will dry when this thing heats up. All right, this is the new charcoal grate, and it goes down here like this. Now, what I showed you in the other video is how to put it on number 10 cans and raise it. Also have what I call jacked up hooks, because they're made by a fellow named Jack in the Old Smokey website. And you can drill holes in this and put it on the hooks, and it'll stay about that level for grilling steaks. But I don't use those anymore either, because what I do is I can just put this in here like that. It's really stable. And I put my charcoal tray on there like that, and that holds my charcoal. And then I put my grate on, and I can get good sears on lots of steaks like that from my Old Smokey. So that Vortex is great for this, all right? But to be clear, I don't have charcoal in it in this configuration. It's just a stand, a riser to hold the grate. That's with the Vortex upside down and just holding the charcoal grate. So that's how I do those things now, okay? For those that don't know. We'll go ahead and put the charcoal grate where it belongs. You see, the grate's here. You've got 8 inches down there between the coals and this, which is great for burgers, chickens, and greasy foods, okay? But it doesn't sear steaks well, all right? But you put this in there, funnel side up, the narrow side, tapered side up, right? Okay, you put the charcoal in there, and it makes this blast a heat furnace, and you can sear steaks over that way, and you can move them off to the non-direct side. Also, you know, this thing is famous for crisping up foods like chicken wings and stuff like that. And the smaller one works in the black kettles. This one works in this kettle. And I'm gonna be making some steak fries, potato logs. And so that way, we're gonna be searing the steaks this way today with this Vortex, all right? So stay tuned, and we're gonna get the flat iron steaks done, and then we'll go prep the potatoes. All right, what I've got here, I don't remember if I got 3 or 4 potatoes, but cut into wedges of 8. These were large baking potatoes. That way they won't slip through the grates, you know. But I really like the way you make these potato logs, steak fries or whatever with the Vortex. I haven't done anything else to them. I haven't soaked them in water or anything like that. Now I'm gonna put some oil on them. I'm using pecan oil. I like using pecan oil. And if you wanna try pecan oil or you like using pecan oil, it's December 2022 right now as I'm making this video. And I have a discount code. It's BIGLEW15. It's BIGLEW15. All one word at pecanoil.com. And I just dropped one on the ground. Dead nabbit. All right, but I want to mix all these up with this oil. Make sure it's all there. And for my next step, I'm going to go ahead and take that oily glove off. For my seasoning, I'm using Uncle Steve's Smoke Bomb. Now, this one hadn't been opened yet. I got a brand new Smoke Bomb. I thought this one was the one that's been opened. I guess we ran out of the other one. Anyway, I really like Uncle Steve's Smoke Bomb on these fries or these grilled potato logs, whatever you want to call them. Whatever seasoning you use, you can use just salt and pepper if you want to. Sometimes I like to use herbs de Provence on them. Don't use anything with sugar whenever you're cooking something with the Vortex like this, whether it's in the Old Smokey, a Weber, or anything else. All right, that's plenty. I like to have plenty on there. Now, that's putting the lid back on my pecan oil. That pecan oil is good stuff, y'all. I'm telling you what, it's really good stuff. I'll get some more to do the steaks here in a minute. And we're just gonna shake these all up, all right? Just shake, rattle, and roll. Shake these all up. All right, the Vortex is getting to go pretty good. It's not there yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these on the grill, come back, and we'll start prepping the steaks here. These are gonna stay on the grill about 30 to 40 minutes before we even begin to grill the steaks. All right, the Vortex isn't fully up to temp yet, and I just recently put the lid on. You can see the smoke is coming out. I'm using Royal Oak premium hardwood briquettes in there. But you can see it's beginning to go. Maybe you can see it glow here in the dark. All right, so just gonna put these around. I'm gonna try to avoid having them slip through the grates. I cut them thick enough where I don't think they will, but some might. So just gonna kind of put these all around here like this. I'm gonna go all the way around with it. All right, that Vortex is beginning to go, at least on this side. It'll catch the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid on it, and it's gonna get these fries, you know, I got them all around, whatever you wanna call them, potato wedges, steak fries, I don't know. Anyway, some people call this grill frying with this Vortex, but it is going really, really well. All right, you know I got a pond. My neighbor's got a pond. I got an old pool over there that needs to be cleaned out for the winter. Frogs are crazy tonight. But anyway, it's time to take a look at these potatoes. Look at that. Look at that Vortex doing well. And these things are getting kind of crispy. I'm going to check them with the thermometer. I'm looking for, potatoes need to be around 210. And so I will check them with the thermometer. But just look at that Vortex go inside of this Old Smokey. All right, got these two flat irons. Now this one, it's got that tough gristle in there they didn't cut out. That's the stuff that would go through a blade stake or whatever. Anyway, I really like flat irons. This one looks nice. These are both Walmart flat irons. And I really like flat iron steaks, even though they come from the chuck. They're still probably the tenderest, best tasting part of the chuck to make a steak out of. And once again, I'm putting pecan oil on these steaks. If you want to get some to pecan oil, I believe my code still works here, December of 2022. If you're watching this at some time in the future, like if you're watching this, next year or the year after or the year after that, it might not work, but it's working at the time I make this video. All right, now, I'm going to go with the Uncle Steve's theme again because he doesn't have a lot of sugar in his rubs. And this is the cow shake. It's beef. The thick meat would work just fine too, but this has a good flavor on it. So we're just going to, and I like to put a lot on steak. So I'm going to be searing this on that Vortex, and it's going to, fall off some of it, even though we've got the pecan oil on there. People say, oh, that's a binder. Isn't it kind of odd that people put a binder? You use oil as an adhesive. Isn't oil supposed to be a lubricant? Right? Anyway, I like to oil the food, keeps it from sticking to the grate, so I put oil on my steaks. Now what I'm gonna do is just rub these like this, rub them like that. This old table's shaking a little bit, but that's okay. Just rub them. I'm gonna get rid of my glove. I'm gonna pick up the potatoes and put these steaks on the grill. All right. I checked these potatoes a little earlier, and they're getting done. I probably should have pulled them. They were around 210 at that time. I'm gonna go ahead and get these steaks on here. Listen to that sizzle. Listen to that sizzle from that Vortex. As much as I love my Cajun pit stick, it'd probably be better to get these potatoes with tongs, but the tongs aren't out here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get them off just like that. Whew, these things smell good. And they're tender. I could have pulled them a few minutes ago before I prepped the steaks. All right, all the potatoes are off. Just look at that. Listen too. They got a little crispness to them. Nothing else on them but the oil and the Uncle Steve's smoke bomb. They're gonna be so good. All right, let's flip these. Look how beautiful that is. Woo! Yes, indeed. We'll go in for a close-up. My. All right, I'll pull them over here to check them because I don't want to reach my hand over that Vortex. Not where they need to be yet. Let them still go on that side a little bit longer. And when they get to about 120 or so, I may pull them off, set the lid on, and let them finish on the indirect side. Direct, indirect side. All right, they're approaching about 100 degrees or so, and they got the sear I want on them. This has not been long. Come on, flip over for me, baby. There we go. And what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just gonna pull them off the direct heat, put the lid on, let them come up to the 125 I'm looking for. All right, I'm gonna check them. That one's where I want it to be, if not past it. So it's coming off. Let's check this one. Oh, it's hot to reach over that thing, man. 112. That's all. I'm gonna leave that just a little bit, 123, 125. I may pull it. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it just a little bit longer, but this one's coming off. Look at that right there. Just look how beautiful that steak. Let me get a good hold of it. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? All right. I could have taken them off right after I looked at them before, but I left them on while I prepped the steak. But you know what? If I was just grilling them straight and not using the Vortex, I'd have char marks on them too. Those are crispy. I don't know if you can hear that. It's just... Can you hear that?
That gives me anxiety.
Huh? All right, anyway, they're supposed to be somewhat crispy. Let's go ahead and cut into these steaks. So this is the one that had that piece of fat on the bottom. It's kind of iffy to me. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut right through the middle so you can see if it's what it looks like. Okay, come on. Do it this way. Look how gorgeous that is. Woo! I like medium rare. Last steaks I did on the show, I did not do medium rare. I'm just looking. These are just Walmart flat iron steaks. I really like them. Really, really like them. All right. Here we go. Cutting this one. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good, Chico. All right, go ahead and cut me a little sliver and do a taste test. Just like that. All right, first of all, I want to show you these grilled fries. One of the reasons they're dark is because we use smoke bomb. Pecan oil does a good thing. Just look. And they've cooled off a little bit while the steak rested, and I pulled them off before I cooked the steak. So, man, I love to do potatoes like this with that Vortex. And I will say, I like Uncle Steve's bomb on French smoke bomb on fries, but when you're smoking them on the grill and the smoke bomb, might be a little too much, but it's gonna be good. I couldn't put it down. All right, now, oh my word. That Vortex is such a wonderful accessory. If you got an Old Smokey, the large Old Smokey, get the large Vortex. No, it won't fit your Weber if you got one, because you got to have, Weber takes a small one. But Big Lou uses that big Old Smokey, and I need that large Vortex. It also goes well in my drum smokers. Thanks for watching Big Lou BBQ.